Oi, oi, hello and welcome to GG.CO.UK YouTube channel with another trends video. This time we're looking ahead to the York Festival. This video has kindly been sponsored by Ball Sports and I will talk you through three of the biggest races that come across York's Festival week. We're going to look at the Nunthorpe trends, we're going to look at the Yorkshire Oaks trends, and we're also going to look at the Juddmonte international trends. I've looked at these trends from the beginning of the century. I've also compared them to the last decade to see if there's any turning trends. And in each of these articles, I have written about the different categories I've looked into. So there's links in the description for each of these articles. There's a few more for York that I've done too. So go check out my author profile on GG.CO.UK to get all the details. But in this particular video, I am going to tell you the top line trends for each of those three races. So we'll crack on with the Nunthorpe Stakes. Key trends in here, I'll whistle through these, then we'll move on to the next couple of races. As I say, link in the description for the full articles, handy little cheat sheet you can save to your phone so you've got them written down, save you having to type this out yourself. But without further ado, the Nunthorpe Stakes trends, right? So it's a real good race. It's a win and you're in to get to the Breeders' Cup Sprint. It's probably changed in class because of that in recent years, but it's one of these races where, especially for sprinters, the 2-year-olds can race against their elders. One of the first chances for that too. So let's see what it might take. Age isn't a huge factor, despite what I've said there about the 2-year-olds going against them. 6 and 8-year-olds have the worst strike rate. So pointing out a negative on that opening key trend there. They're likely to be a single figure price, but not the favourite. Preference to those drawn in the bottom half of the field. This is a notoriously tricky race for horses that are given a high draw to overcome. Should be rated 110 or higher, but respect those with 115 or higher rating. They should have at least placed last time out. They should have raced at 5 furlongs last time out and probably last ran in the last 6 weeks. They should have at least raced at York, but preferably they should have won here. Likely to have 10 or more runs at 5 furlongs and 5 or more wins at 5 furlongs. At least 2 runs this season and should have won 1 or 2 times this season. So if they've had 3 runs, they don't need to be unbeaten. They can win 2 of those times, or they should have at least won once, but they should have run at least twice this season. And they should have won a group race in their career. This is a Group 1, but there aren't so many opportunities for Group 1 sprinters to win a race. There's lots of horses that may try. So a group race of any nature is the box that wants to be ticked there for the Nunthorpe. So that's the final trends for that. Move on to the Yorkshire Oaks. Aidan O'Brien's been responsible for 4 of the last 5 winners. So do we just back him blind? Well, no. And I do talk about him in a little bit more detail in the article. 5 top line trends for the Yorkshire Oaks. The draw doesn't really matter. If you're following the market blind, it is profitable just to stick with the favourite. So not helping too much out there with Mini Hawk being short. You want to respect the top rated runners, especially if they're sent off 7 to 4 or shorter. Again, Mini Hawk's going to be the, not exception to the rule, but going to be the exceptionally short price favourite in this race. Going to be ticking the boxes. Must be a Group 2 winner at least. And look to those who have won 75% or more of their races this season. Short and sweet for the Yorkshire Oaks might be the way that this race is going to pan out anyway. But the Juddmonte International Stakes, we've had some real big names that have won this in the past. Key trends for this do step up a little bit more. We've got a few more to look at. Honestly, there's just been nothing but household names that have won this race. And the same will happen again. Whichever horse wins this cements themselves into greatness, really. The focus trends are looking at, though, they will be aged 3 to 5 years old, and preference would go to 3-year-olds at a push. They do get a weight for age allowance. It is later in the season when maybe they're taking advantage of that. Most likely to be priced 3 to 1 or shorter, and a big respect goes to favourites. Favourites have won over half of the renewals this century and have won 5 of the last 10. Should have an official rating of 121 or more, and yes, that does include the 3-year-olds. Will have run in a Group 1 last time out and will have placed at least in that Group 1. Should have run at 10 to 12 furlongs last time out. Should have run and won at 10 furlongs in their career before now. Should have 3 or more runs this season and 2 or more wins this season. It is not essential to have been unbeaten, and they will have already won a Group 1. I talked about before where they should have run in a Group 1 last time out and should have at least placed. They should have already won a Group 1 in their career. That covers off the Juddmonte International Stakes trends. Like I say, there is links in the description for each of these articles. There are more to come too. There's some fantastic racing across the 4 days of the York Festival. Matty and Andrew will have their daily columns out on the website, so please do check out GG.CO.UK website to check out their fancies for each of the days. There will be another trends video coming next Sunday, specifically looking at the Ebor handicap, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And as I say, there will be tips from the boys across the week. Thank you guys for your support for watching these videos. We really do appreciate it. Big thanks to our sponsors, Boyle Sports, and we will see you again very soon.